Hello everyone, my name is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I always say this, sorry, but sorry, I'm really trying not to apologize. People always say be unapologetically you. I am definitely trying my best to be that way, but like I've been insecure my whole life and I have been more secure since being a mom, but just trying to get deeper, more secure in who I am. But I'm a stay-at-home with 2 young kids. I get out content when I can. I'm trying to light the fire under my butt and do more content. It's just like, I think I should have worked through the exhaustion. As you can tell, my eyes are basically closed. I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. My 3-year-old has always been a pretty great sleeper, just like could easily breastfeed to sleep, and my 1-year-old not so much. It is what it is. So you get chaotic here on this channel if you're willing to stick around. So today's video is a little bit different. I think I'm kind of considering doing this as like a weekly thing, like outside of my deep dives, do this like mini deep dive into whatever just naturally comes across my For You page. I'm referring to TikTok. I love TikTok. It took me so long to join. I was like resisting ever since it started. But then, I don't know, like, what was it? Ever since my daughter's been born, basically, just like a few months after she was born, I was just wanting to try it out and I'm addicted. I take breaks every so often when I feel like my brain can't consume content, but I feel like it helps shut off my brain just like trashy TV does. So anyways, I was scrolling the other night and I came across this one video. It was like a crazy story. You know, when people have like stories, sometimes they're skits and they're fake stories. This story, I was like, holy crap, that's crazy.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down!
And the premise of it, the guy was like, at the end of it, he was like, if you see Amelia in Target, don't help her. And I was like, oh my gosh, I guess you can't help kids because you're gonna be accused of something. So I'm gonna discuss it, get into it, and share another one of his TikToks as well, 2 of them. And then I kind of just like looked into them a little bit. But if you're interested in seeing this drama, and it's crazy, okay, it's crazy. Like this is like, influencers need to be held accountable, especially when they have a really big platform. And I think they think they're kind of like untouchable and they can do whatever they want and people can't critique them, but they are public figures on the internet. I don't know. They make their living on the internet. And so I think there's an element of you have to be honest to some degree with your audience, of course. I mean, they're paying your bills basically, you know, and I feel like they're being really deceptive. So I'm going to get into it a little bit in this video. So if you want some drama, stick around this video. It is a little bit different than what I'm used to. Normally I do like really serious deep dives, but I have this energy drink. It's like sugar-free because I'm trying to like be a little bit healthier. When I was breastfeeding, I like ate whatever I want because I'm like, I'm breastfeeding. I need all the calories, which is true, but I let that be my excuse to be unhealthy. And then now I'm trying to be a little bit better, but not that this is super healthy, but it has 0 calories. So that's kind of cool. But okay, let's get into this video. I had to put my hair up. I get like sensory issues with my hair on my neck and my hair is kind of floopy, which saying the word floopy makes me think of Phoebe Buffet.
It's just kind of like floopy. Yeah.
And then my hair also is like straightened up, which Phoebe Buffet had that in like the like later seasons, I think, or was it the mid seasons, like maybe season 7, 8 of Friends. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That shows you guys know, if you're regular viewers of mine, how my brain works. Okay. And people relate to how my brain works. So anyways, okay. So this video, I will share the first video that came across my For You page. The second video is the drama, okay? I would start with that one, but it's better just like to do chronological order. So this video came across my For You page like 2 nights ago, but the video was posted February 15th. So the video is from Candace Nism's, I don't even know how you say it, I'm just saying it the way I think it should sound, is NYSM. She is an influencer.
In one of these, so let's catch up together. One thing about pregnancy is I have been neglecting my hair tremendously.
Who does like they're just basically family vloggers, but are on TikTok and just do short form type of content. And she does it with her husband, Wesley.
Good morning, happy Monday. I literally do not fit in any of my clothes, so we're at Target and good morning, happy Wednesday. If you want to get to him, you have to get through me first. Come with us to an indoor playground.
So they go by Wesley and Candace Nism, but I learned from researching them and then looking on Reddit, they don't have like a subreddit of like gossip about them, like a snark, but they do have people talking about them. And I saw one of like how it's shady that they changed their last name. And they also did that because of maybe their huge following, you know, because if I pull it up here, so you can see here that Candace, she goes by Candace Morgan on Instagram. She has 1.5 million followers. That's a lot, right? Obviously a ton. Okay. And then her husband has 19.5K on Instagram. And then on their TikTok, as of like when I screenshot this, they could have grown by then, but they have like, they post on her TikTok. He also has a TikTok that he posts like God, Jesus stuff, and then like, you know, homeless people type videos where it's like, I give this one person this, and they show their face and whatever.
I saw this homeless man with a broken guitar.
Excuse me.
You're the one that got me the case?
Yeah. Go through a drive-thru and tip $100, but only order a water. All right, let's see how this goes.
I'm like personally totally against that kind of content. I think it's good giving to the homeless, but I don't think, like, I was raised Christian. I don't necessarily identify with that now, but I think based on the teachings that I learned in my life and like going to Bible school and stuff, because I went to Bible school in Australia at like Hillsong, which if you're a Christian, you know that that's like a pretty big deal. It means nothing to me now, honestly, but other than the wonderful people I met there, I've learned that you're not supposed to share your good deeds. Okay, so defeats the purpose to me, but I know people like seeing people do good deeds. But anyways, that's what his content is now, but he doesn't like consistently post on there. I don't know, it's probably been a while since he posted from when I last looked, but maybe even like the end of last year. So they primarily post on TikTok and Instagram, and they did a little bit of YouTube last year, just doing short, and they post family content. They had their first set of twins, I feel like last year, but I haven't looked like crazy deep into them. Just this is like a semi deep dive, you know, maybe at the end of 2022 or something. They have twins. Okay. They have toddler twins, and she's pregnant right now, and they use their kids for content. So if you've never seen my videos before, I've only like a little bit talked about it. I am like completely against family vlogging. It is not my thing. I used to watch some family vloggers, but not like the ones like I did an okay baby video, for example. I don't like watching that. Like, I think it just changed ever since I became a mom. Like, I watched it but not like those kind of channels. I watched moms who did like lifestyle content, like this girl, I don't watch her anymore, but Kylie Rodriguez. If any of you are on YouTube, she is like, when I looked yesterday, because I kind of want to just see what she was up to, she has like 29,000 subscribers, which is really great, obviously. But she did like birth vlogs and like, you know, toddler life, but not like these family vloggers who like, you know, my kid broke their leg. It's nothing like that. Anyway, so these people on TikTok and Instagram, they're just like full family vloggers. And by the way, I'm not like meaning hate towards them, okay? I disagree with their lifestyle, but doesn't mean everyone should. And I don't think people should hate them. I just think it's not safe to have your kids on the internet, you know, in their diaper, in the bath, all those types of things. I'm personally against it. It's just not for me. Teach their own. But when you learn about the dangers of the internet, as a parent, you should just try to do your best. But that's just me. Like, I'm not saying I'm like the decider of things. I'm obviously not, okay? I'm just a mom. Okay, so anyways, that's them. And they've been doing social media and they're successful. They're from Oklahoma. I saw on Reddit that they moved to California and they ended up moving back to Oklahoma to be close to family. And anyways, now they're just massive. They blew up recently. Someone on Reddit asked if they like bought followers because apparently she suddenly has 1.5 million on Instagram. But I don't know. I feel like on TikTok, I feel like it's really easy to blow up as long as you are doing consistent. Like, in my opinion, the algorithms on all the platforms reward you with consistency and like watch time and engagement. So engagement is like when people comment and like, specifically comment. I feel like that really boosts in the algorithm. And then once you're consistent enough, YouTube really pushes you out. Like, when I was consistent in YouTube and TikTok, when I was consistent on TikTok, when I first started doing commentary, I posted all the same stuff that I have on YouTube to TikTok, and I was posting consistently and YouTube was rewarding me. So normally my views would be like only 200, but they would become like 1,000 and then a couple thousand and then like 7,000. And then I had one during the looking at the case and everything when it all started happening, hit 1.5 million views, which is like a crap ton for me. And then I stopped posting, and then now they don't reward me anymore because I'm not consistent enough. But plus, like in Canada, we don't have the creator fund or beta fund or whatever it is. We've never had it. So I don't see the incentive. Like, I know people can say like, you should just post it for whatever, but like, you need monetary value for your time, right? But anyways, these people make a ton of money, obviously, on social media. So with all that said, sorry that I ramble. I don't mean to. My brain, you know, whatever. So I'll get into the video now. Sorry. So I want to give that background so you know who they are and like social media, blah, 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 blah. So they are just family vloggers, and then they share like day in the lives and pregnancy content and all that sort of stuff. And then just recently, so like just before this one of his video that came across my For You page, Wesley's video on Candace's page, before that, their other video with like featuring just him had to do with like gender revealed like names of their baby. Then this one came across. So they have it linked in a story time of Wesley's story time. So obviously this is going to be a series on their channel because a lot of them are going viral. Like, he has 3 on it or maybe 4, but they're going viral, and through consistency, TikTok is going to reward them. So I'm going to play for you the one that came across my For You page and just give my honest reaction as we're all watching it together. Okay, So I'm just going to start it. So it says how I got arrested at Target. And then the info here, which is important to note, is it says another Wesley story time. This is what happens when you try to do something good. And the hashtags that they used was hashtag motherhood, hashtag mom life, hashtag family, hashtag mom talk, hashtag lifestyle, hashtag moms of TikTok, hashtag story time, and hashtag Target. Okay, let's watch and react to this together.
I was the dad that got accused of kidnapping at Target. You can stop tagging me in the video because this is the actual story. You guys.
Okay, so first I have to pause there only because when he says you can stop tagging me in the videos, what you do is you click. Sorry, I'm on my husband's phone because, like I said, I record my audio on my phone, but I'm on his phone, so the screen's gonna look weird. But if you can see here, I don't know if you can even see it. Maybe I'll just take a screenshot later. But it says, like, normally when you comment on TikTok or when a comment gets like a lot of likes, it turns into a blue comment, and the blue comment ends up being like a search bar. So you click on that, and normally it will take you to the video that they're referring to. But this video, it didn't. But I didn't think anything of it. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, and you'll see what I mean on the next video that I show. But so what I could see is that there was no original video that he was like tagged in by people, you know, like obviously he was doing that to go viral and it worked, but let's see what else he has to say.
You guys know we do family content, and I was recording a video where I go to Target and I buy some outfits for our kids. Simple, right? Well, as I'm there, I'm shopping and I look over and I see a little girl, probably 3 to 4, just looking through the clothes, looking at the shirts. I didn't think anything of it. I figured her parents are probably right around the corner. And that's that. I get done filming and I'm walking away from the kids section, and over the intercom, I hear that they are looking for a little girl who is in the exact outfit that that girl is wearing. Her name is Millie. Her parents are at the front. If you see.
Okay, that would terrify me. I was like watching this and feeling it like, oh my God, I'd be so terrified if I lost any one of my children. Like I'm super like observant and diligent that I would hopefully never. But yeah, this is like, if you're a mom, this would like spark in you like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine.
Here, please bring her to the front. Right? So what am I going to do? Just leave this little girl here? No, I'm going to tap her on the shoulder. I'm going to say, hey, is your name Millie? Which is what I did. She turns around and she gives that little toddler nod. I was like, okay, hey, your parents are at the front. Will you come with me to the front? And she goes, okay, up. And I told her, I was like, no, we're just going to walk up to the front.
Okay. So when I first saw this, I was like thinking that's kind of like weird. When he said up, I'm like, okay, kids don't do that. My son would never say up. He's 3, so I don't know what age he said here. I don't think he even said age. I think he just said toddler. But mine would never say up to a stranger, like ever. So I guess that's when my alarm bell should have went off. But yeah, interesting.
And she's like, no, up. And I was like, okay, last thing we need is a lost little girl screaming at an adult male. So I just picked her up, I put her in the cart, and I was like, I'll just rush up there real quick. So if you don't know how Target is, the clothes are all the way in the back. The registers are up front, and that's where the customer service and the exit is, right? So I start walking to the front of the store, and as I'm going there, I mean, you would think this was a movie. This little girl starts screaming, having a full-on toddler tantrum, and someone must have recognized her because I feel a hand on my shoulder flip me around, and this big old Travis Kelce 6'4" looking dude is like, what are you doing with that little girl? And I was like, I'm taking her to the front. What does it look like I'm doing? Her parents are at the front. You heard it. And he's like, then why is she crying? I'm like, dude, she's 3. Ask her. I don't know. And this guy was so loud that a crowd is starting to form. And okay, let me be real. There was like 4 or 5 people, but one of them's recording. And the rest of them are just like sitting there, like looking at me like I'm some weirdo. And I'm like, I'm just taking her to the front. And so I tell everyone I'm taking her to the front. And I start walking, and her mom is already running to us. She yanks the kid out of the cart, and she gives me the dirtiest side eye. Now, boyfriend or husband is yelling at the back, telling the employees to arrest me. And out of nowhere, I get another tap on my shoulder, and it's one of those like store security guys who are in normal clothes. And they're like, hey, will you come back here to the back with me? And I'm trying to tell this dude, I'm not trying to steal the little girl. I was trying to take her to the front. They take me back to security. Long story short, they look at the cameras. They can clearly see that I heard it, asked the girl, and then started walking to the front. So long story short, if you see little Millie in Target, do not help her. You will be arrested. I was the dad.
Okay, so he's really good at giving details that make it sound extremely believable, right? Like if you're this far in the video, comment. Do you buy his story? Like, it seems, I'm alluding to the fact that he's lying, but this seems like it's just like all the details, like, oh, he says there's a crowd forming, then he goes, well, to be real, it was only like 3 or 4 people, but like the way he sound like saying it, and also he didn't hashtag like skit, prank, couples comedy or whatever, so it seems real, and I totally bought it, right? Like, not that I shouldn't say, but anyways, it's not like I didn't buy it. Okay, I bought it. I believed him because he's a great storyteller, right? He's a very great storyteller. So then last night, his other video this video, and I just showed you guys, has 2 million views, which is amazing. But this next one that I saw last night has freaking 12.9 million views. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get into that. Okay. So this video at the top says, I thought he had something on the screen, but he didn't. Okay. So it says the SWAT team came, insane story time. And he hashtagged it. Sorry, insane. Hashtag story time, hashtag toddlers of TikTok, hashtag viral, hashtag trending. And okay, so this came across my page last night, and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then he shares like the link at the top, I think to try to get people to search for it, obviously, which people should do their due diligence and search. But let's watch his second one that had my alarm bells kind of going once. And then, yeah, okay, let's get into it.
If you saw the news in Oklahoma last night, yes, the SWAT team really did come, and yes, it was all because of my 1-year-old toddler. Let's talk about it. So yesterday, me and Candace are chilling in the living room, just hanging out with the kids, and she looks over at me and says, hey, I'll watch the kids for a couple hours if you want to go play your video game. Now, I'm a guy. That is like heaven came to earth, and of course, I'm accepting that offer. So I instantly take out my phone, and I start talking to my boy from Canada, and I said, hey, hop on Fortnite. It's go time.
Okay, sorry to pause there, but again, he gives details that make it sound extremely believable. I hop on, talk to my boy from Canada. I mean, it could be someone that he's thinking about, but that's what made it seem like also believable, is that he's a really good storyteller. So I'm not dissing him, like I said, he's a really good storyteller.
He responds back instantly. It's going to be a great day. I feel it. So I go to my office, I turn on my PC, I put on my headphones, I start jamming out to Zach Bryan, because what else is
okay, I'm sorry he takes so long. I'm gonna like 2 times speed.
I load into this game of Fortnite. Now, sometime between when I closed my office door and when I started loading into this game of Fortnite, my toddler started doing toddler things. What I mean by that is she sneaks into my room, and she doesn't do some Mission Impossible Born Identity thing. It's a sliding barn door, guys. She literally just started walking right in. Anyways, I don't know if she's in the room. I also don't know that she grabs my phone. Now, this is where the story kind of gets funny, kind of gets crazy. The news article says that she dialed 911. That's obviously clickbait. That's not what happened. I don't know what else logically could happen but this, so if you guys know, let me know. But I think she was messing and fidgeting with the phone, and she got into the emergency SOS settings. I think if you tap the side of the phone like 3 times, it enters into it. And she emergency dials 911. I don't know that she's even in the room with me. And I sure as hell don't know that there is a 911 operator now in the room with me. And I'm in the middle of an off-spawn fight. So you might ask, who is the 911 operator talking to? Well, it's not the 1-year-old who doesn't know how to speak. She's listening to a grown man in the middle of a video game fight. Now, let's fast forward 10 minutes.
He would know his kids in the room. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm not a gamer, so maybe you're just like, so it's
no, I got it. Come back to the house and we'll wait for the boy.
I don't really buy that.
What you guys are hearing right there is me winning at a video game. I mean, I was playing great. But what the 911 operator is hearing is me committing multiple crimes and planning to commit another one. We go back to the video game. I'm in my zone. I'm running through the lobby. And all of a sudden, I hear Candace yell so loud, Leslie, someone's trying to get in the house. So I take off my headset and I'm going out to the living room, and I hear a loud knock at the door, and I hear it shaking. And as I'm walking up to the door, I don't know if they saw my silhouette from the outside or something, but basically all I hear is Oklahoma City Police Department, unlock the door and back away from the door. And I'm thinking it's my dad. This is a big joke. Ha ha ha. Very funny. I unlock the door and I start backing up because just in case I'm not going to be dumb. And 2 old guys come in first, followed by like 4 guys with full-on rifles. I've never seen this many guns in my life. And so I back up against the wall. I'm terrified. Candace is against the wall holding both babies. She has no idea what's going on. She's panicking. And I'm looking at this officer. I'm like, what is going on? And he says, is anybody hurt? And I was like, do we look hurt? No, I didn't say that. But I'm like, no, officer, nobody's hurt. What's going on? He says, stay silent. We're going to do a sweep around the house and we'll talk afterwards. And I was like, yes, sir. Like, what else am I going to say? No. He signals to his guys, starts doing some fancy sign language, that type of stuff. And they start going through the whole house. They search every room. And about 3.5, 4 minutes later, they come back and they say, all clear. And I'm like, I would hope so. So now an older detective guy walks in and says, we have a call about a disturbance. I don't want to say what actually happened because TikTok might take the video down. But he said, we had a call about a disturbance at this place and we had to come check it out. Do you know anything about this? And I'm like, of course not. Like, this has to be a prank. I'm in the gaming community, so maybe someone's doing like one of the swatting things. And he stops me and says, well, 911 received a call. And he turns his notepad around and shows me his notes about what was said on the 911 call, what the 911 operator overheard. And when I tell you, it took everything in me to not just burst out laughing because I know what those words are. I just said them 15 minutes ago in the game. I looked at this guy and with just a half smile, I took a deep breath and I was like, sir, I just said that, but it was 15 minutes ago on a video game. We were fighting kids off spawn, and those were the exact words that I said. And this officer's face goes from straight to kind of start smirking to straight again. And he's like, what is going on? And I go into my room and I grab my phone off the floor because I guess, the baby dropped it. And I look, and sure enough, I go to the call log and there's a 911 call. After a few minutes of talking and asking questions, we piece together that yes, my daughter was in the room, and yes, she probably called 911. And the whole thing was just this big misunderstanding. The cops kind of thought it was funny, but kind of didn't. They basically made it clear that this can never happen again. And of course, I was like, no, we didn't even want it to happen this time. And anyways, if you're a husband and you want to play Fortnite, don't, especially when your kids are awake. Just stay off the video games because this was the most terrifying Tuesday night of my life, but also the funniest. I don't know if there's ever going to be a Tuesday that is ever like this again, but good night.
Okay, that sounds like what the hell? But he showed the news article at the top, and all it took was a simple Google search to search toddler, SWAT, and Oklahoma City. And so then I came across this YouTube. Okay, so I came across the news article first. So I'm going to play for you guys the YouTube video and then we'll come back.
An Oklahoma family is going viral on TikTok right now after posting about their toddler calling 911. They say then prompted a SWAT team to show up.
Millions of people have watched this video, but turns out it wasn't true. In the video, the father claims he was playing a video game when his toddler called 911. He said the operator overheard the game playing, saying that someone was and that he had a body. He said moments later, a SWAT team showed up at their home. OKC police tell us their SWAT team did not respond to any call like this, and the family just told us the video is satire.
So apparently he said it was satire. I read and showed you guys the hashtags used on both videos. None of it alludes to it being satire. There are no hashtags that say satire. He doesn't say it's satire. All the comments, you know what? I'm going to get into them in some of these comments. I wasn't going to get into them just yet. I don't know why. Okay, so now I want to read for you guys their comments on this video, because to me it's like super telling on that they are lying about their content and why it's dangerous. In particular, on the swatting video, these are the comments that I find a little bit noteworthy, and these are like most of the comments, honestly. Swatting as a toddler is insane. They liked it, didn't respond to it. Another one, they said, why wasn't the mom watching her? And they responded, she's so sneaky. Another one, time to install a rearview mirror on top of your monitor, and then they put a taking notes emoji. And the last one is, at the time, probably not, but this is epic. LOL, greatest story ever, but I live in Oklahoma and I haven't seen or heard of anything about this. And they said, wild. They could have said then, like, you haven't heard it because it's not real. This is just a skit, right? But they didn't. The other thing that I find like super telling are their Instagram comments, because they post their videos to Instagram, not the swatting video. Maybe they had it and then deleted it because Instagram can be a little bit ruthless, but they posted that Target video. And the reason why I'm so upset about this is not the swatting video. Yes, I think that's wrong because, well, the news, they spoke to the police department and they said this is fake. They didn't respond to anything. And that's when they responded, like the influencer saying like this is satire, obviously, whatever. But the Target story bothers me because when I saw it, I was like, well, I'm not going to help a little kid if I see them by themselves because I might get accused of hurting them or taking them or whatever. And my husband was like, I would never do that. Like, thank God that people like my husband exist in that way, because it's like, I don't know. I was like wondering, do other people think this too? And then when I went to their Instagram and read the comments on that video, yeah, it's very obvious that other people think this as well. This comment says, thanks for the PSA, Wesley. I just told my husband to never help a Millie at Target and they liked it. They could have said it was fake then. Also, by the way, they have their comments limited on this post. As an influencer, that's not a smart move to make. They did that for a reason. What, as to not get hate on this video? The next one, we need a talk show at this point, Wesley. A day in the life with Wesley. And they said, honestly, laugh emojis. Again, another opportunity to say it's a skit. OMG, haha, what the, how can they accuse Wesley? They responded, guess he looked pretty suspicious, with a covering mouth emoji, laugh emoji, and a heart hands emoji. Another one, see what happens when you try to do a good deed, shakes my head. Yes, they didn't respond to this one, but that shows what the general public thinks. You think you do a good deed, that you're going to be accused of trying to take a child. And then these comments, they were liked by them. That's so crazy. Glad they had cameras, because if this is what happens to good people, I don't know, man. Another one, I feel so bad for you, Wesley. You're such a good guy. That's what you get for doing the right thing. You're a good dad, and I love watching you and Candace with your beautiful babies. And the last one, I can't with this. Next time, do not help the little girl. It's a Wesley protocol, haha. I watch a ton of content, like probably you do, consume a ton of content on a daily basis. I've seen a ton of these types of videos, and they're always hashtag skit, couples comedy, prank, fake story time. They did not do this. I read to you guys the hashtags that they used. This is wrong, and in particular with the Target video. Yes, I'm assuming it's fake, okay? So it doesn't mean it's fake
because this is the actual story.
There is no actual story. There is no Millie that was lost in Target. He did not get arrested or almost arrested. He did not find this little girl. This story is completely made up. It doesn't exist. So anybody that's invested in this story, don't even waste your time. You can continue strolling and going about your day.
The swatting video involving the local police department was fake. I assume this one's fake because, like I said again, when there's a highlighted green comment on TikTok and you click on it, like 99.99% of the time, you'll be taken to the original video. a lot of the comments say they can't find the original video, which is like never happens on TikTok. It literally never happens on TikTok. I've never seen it. Okay. They're lying. And I get that they want to be like viral and whatever. And it's cool. You can still go viral and hashtag it. People do this all the time. And they say, like, some people are like, I can't believe it's real, blah, blah, blah. And then people in the comments will be like, well, didn't you see the hashtag? It's a prank. It's a skit, whatever. They could still go viral doing that and not have to affect people's livelihood. Like the news got involved in content. They love this. He loves it. He's eating it up. He puts it on his Twitter and on his Facebook. And man, I'll read to you his Facebook. He doesn't even have family who check him. They're all like, oh, of course it'd be fake. Like, oh man, I just not an influencer lover, to be honest. Okay. So he posted it on his Facebook as well. And then there's all these comments from his family and friends saying like, how do people know it's fake? Of course it's satire. Wesley's so funny, blah, blah, blah. And this one in particular says, this guy has way too much time on his hands to write the whole article about you. Haha. Then Candace responds, no, literally, he has so much time on his hands, especially looking him up on YouTube. And then Wesley responded, miserable. A guy's not miserable because he calls you out as an influencer who does have a social responsibility to be honest to some degree, to say this is BS, because there was the local news who covered it. And then this one news article who did a fantastic job. And I learned a little bit from that article. Thank goodness. Someone said, I think this is his dad who said it. I'm going to have to make up a whole story about Patrick and what I think about him. Oh, and it's in the works. Trust me. And that was a day ago. So, I mean, if they see this video, which I highly doubt they will, but if they happen to, they're probably going to try to make a video about me or say some BS about me. It's just like BS. Like, influencers are so annoying. And in my personal opinion, Christian influencers are like the freaking worst because they do everything for God. They do everything, Jesus, this, blah, blah. I was raised in that world. So I feel like I can talk like this. Like I said, I went to Bible school, blah, blah, blah. I drank the Kool-Aid. I was heavily involved, so I know their tactics and how they talk. Like, it is seriously a cult. There's some good people, obviously. I know everything has a cult. YouTube is a cult, whatever. But I think that Christian influencers feel like they're above being honest, I'm subscribed to Dad Challenge podcast, but he also believes that like Christian influencers are like, because he's a Christian himself, he used to be a pastor, blah, 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 whatever. But like Christian influencers are literally some of the worst influencers ever because they do everything in the name of God. And then that honestly turns people off religion because they see these people who claim to be Christians, but aren't living to what the word actually says, because I've read the whole Bible. I have studied it. I've whatever, actively involved a lot of my adult life and childhood and whatever. This is not how you're supposed to live. This is not the right way if you want to represent Jesus online. That's my hot take, I'm going to get just a tiny bit because I couldn't learn that much about it, but I'm going to go a little bit into learning a little bit more about Wesley. I'm like, okay, this video is like really just like his MO, whatever the word is, on like whatever he does outside of this little bit of the social media corner. He does some other things too. So I'll just get into that really quickly next here. Wesley also does crypto. I think it's either crypto or just like stocks. He has like a YouTube channel. He's with
strategy. Like I said, I have 2 videos that are already up on the channel about different strategies.
But when I looked further into this like sector of finance, it's honestly a scam. It's a scam. He also does fantasy football. So, there's certain clientele who does fantasy football. No offense if you love that. Teach their own, Okay. So Wesley is like in partnership. Like I think of this as like an MLM. So MLM's a multi-level marketing. I used to do Amway a long time ago, which is a scam. Okay. I didn't know it was a scam when I was in it. I knew it when I was leaving and left, whatever. If you're interested, I want to do a video talking about this. Let me know if you're interested in hearing about like the inner workings of Amway. I still have all my notes and I have a lot of voice recordings from it. It's crazy. Crazy. So he is like Wesley signed up under Mamba FX.
You know who I am. I've got to work closely with Mamba FX for the past 3 years, and I've got to just learn so much from the guy.
This guy has a channel of 397,000 subscribers, and he talks about like trading and whatever. But I went on Reddit to try to learn about Mamba FX, and there's this one Reddit here that says, "Is Mamba FX a legit trader?" And he says, "Or an actor who earns more from ads, courses than trading. These days, I find it hard to trust any finance celebrity because this guy has think like Mr. Beast style thumbnails, right? I'll put them on the screen, whatever. He obviously makes a lot of money from YouTube. He talks about trading, whatever. Anyway, so someone says, if someone gives the influencer vibe, then 99% he is fake. Someone else said, all who try to suspend their teachings and signals are 99.999% fakes. I, however, are one of those 0.01 gurus. So you can trust me. Join my tally and subscribe to my monthly rates at $24.99 a month. They're just like quoting how these trader guys talk. What it looks like is most of these traders, I shouldn't say most, but like a lot of them are fake. They run scams. So they act as if that they make these trades and they sell and buy at the right time. And this is what you can do. You can invest $20,000 and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they do it in offshore accounts.
So while the influencer you signed up through is making more money than a doctor per year just by promoting the broker, and that's before the commissions they get on every trade you take, you get to lose all of your money because offshore brokers aren't insured if they vanish or go bankrupt. You want to know why else promoting offshore brokers and trading through them is a red flag? Because offshore brokers for CFDs, crypto, and Forex have been caught multiple times telling their influencers that they can make a SIM account appear as if it's real money. Yep. Does telling you all of this make me feel better about declining an offer that would have made me a millionaire in a few years just for the sake of doing the right thing? Having integrity and being different from the rest? No, not really. Oh,
specifically what Wesley does, but if he's under this Mamba FX, I think it's a scam. And so a lot of times they sell courses. I saw emails from Wesley's company. I don't have to share all that, but like, I guess maybe I can share a couple, but like emails talking about like sign up now and blah, blah, blah. Let me see if I have that screenshot still. So I do have this one screenshot that someone was sent. It says, "Dear trader, as the year comes to an end, we want to take this opportunity to thank you for choosing us as your trusted partner in your trading journey. We are grateful you are part of the Clarity Traders community, and we deeply appreciate all your support and trust throughout this year. In the spirit of the holiday season, we want to make you a special offer. Get 30% off all challenges, boost your profits, share 90%, use code blah, blah, blah." And from what I can see looking it up, his website, when I clicked on it, as you can see, it goes to nothing. The website doesn't exist anymore. The website he was linking on his YouTube, this is Wesley, he has a trading YouTube, which I didn't say, sorry, which is clarityalgo.com. Now, if you look at these reviews that I'm showing you, they are very bad. A lot of them are 1-star. It says that they don't give any direction. They give you the trades late. They make you wait, blah, blah, blah. Very bad reviews, which is why they shut it down. But then they actually have another website that people probably don't know, which is they just reverse the words and it's algoclarity.com. There's nothing to the website. As you can see, it looks like nothing. So with all that said, I could have gone into looking into crypto. I don't care enough. Honestly, I don't care enough. I care more about giving the false information and not helping children because, like I said, I'm a mom. The fact that he does this type of trading, it's just my assumption, just basically like looking into it for like an hour, looking into the businesses that he's involved in, that business, that crypto or stock thing, whatever it is a scam. And if he runs a scam, whatever, and they're influencers, which a lot of people think influencer scammers, and then he says these story times, and I think this is BS. Okay, so why do I make this video? Well, because it's now part of my weekly series. I'm just talking about drama that I find on the internet that I find interesting. I hope you find it interesting. As per usual, these videos are kind of all over the place, but this shows my chaotic mind. I don't think I have ADD. Honestly, I just think I have like this like brain. I think I'm smart. Okay, I don't think I'm stupid. I think people who are smart, and like you, my viewer, I believe you're smart. Like our brains kind of work in the way that like you think this one thing and then you run over here and think this thing, then you think this thing, it leads you down, your brain leads you down all these different paths. And then you think about something and then it triggers a thought to another thought, like I share all the time. I'm a real human. I want to show you guys how my brain works and the train of thinking, and other people relate to me, which I appreciate. Obviously, not that I just need like an echo chamber, because I definitely don't. I just don't appreciate racism. Like I will block all those comments because, whatever. And also, by the way, when I got those racist comments, those people don't realize they call me black, which yes, I'm visually black, but I'm also a quarter native. I'm half white. Well, I guess technically I'm a quarter native and a quarter white, but this is why my skin's lighter. I'm not like a dark full black person, because I'm not full black, I'm half Ethiopian. So anyways, if you are a regular viewer of mine, let me know if you like this style of video. I know it's chaotic, but it's because I literally planned this video in like 2 hours. All the videos you watch are like deep dives. I spent like over a week researching and editing and making specific notes for this. I was in research and kind of like just talking on the fly what my honest thoughts are, because TikTok is chaotic and I feel like it goes with it. I don't know. Also because it's just like drama. I feel like it's kind of okay to talk like this and just give you my honest commentary on what I think about this corner of the internet that came across my For You page. So let me know if you want me to talk further, like on a weekly basis, just like one small video a week talking about things that come across my For You page. I was thinking about talking about like Dakota Johnson, I think her name is. She was on 50 Shades of Grey, but she's on this new movie, Madame Web. And she like, it's like I was kind of going off into this like deep hole last night looking at celebrities who hate their own movies. I found that very interesting. That's a little bit more lighthearted. And I like doing this because deep dives, as you guys know, are like super factual, a lot of information, a lot. Like my brain feels scrunched. My brain feels like, you know, like I'm in a cloud because it's stupid drama that's interesting. Okay, as we as a society like drama. Okay, we click on videos that seem drama-like. We like drama. Drama's fun, you know. As long as no one's getting hurt, drama's fun. So what we learned from all this is that influencers are fake. They lie, okay? And help the child in Target. Don't listen to these influencers, okay? Help the child in Target or wherever the grocery store is that's alone and being called over the intercom. If that ever happens, help them, and never, ever, ever take the advice of an influencer unless they like have some sort of proof and they're not doing a skit, you know? It is what it is. Thank you for being here. I want to work on some other deep dives. My brain's like mush right now, okay? It's the end of the weekend. I'm done for. I'm done for. So again, 1,000 outros out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every time I get a view on my channel. Even if I don't get crazy high views, I really appreciate the dialogue and the consistent viewers that I see in my comments, like the same comments. I notice you guys. I recognize your usernames now, and I appreciate you guys like so freaking much. But like, I recognize your username. You've commented before, and I appreciate you. So I really thank you guys so much for being here. If you guys happen to, I'm assuming you're watching it, but if you are watching this, thank you for being here. I really, you know, I'm really starting to really love my audience. So thank you. Thanks for making this possible for me, and have a great day, morning, night, whenever I put this up. Bye guys.